Hi guys, welcome to Gent's Garage. I'm Chris, and we're going to unboxing everything a guy would like. Today we're going to do an in-depth review and unboxing of a Swiss Army knife. Also, we're going to conduct 3 tests to see the precision, strength, and multifunctionality of a Swiss Army knife. The modern Swiss Army knife can be traced back all the way back to the late 19th century, when the Swiss Army are requiring a new kind of rifle, the Schmidt-Rubin rifle, and they need a new kind of gun disassembly tool. Carl Eisner also participated in this project, and his solution has become the modern Swiss Army knife. In the late 1940s, when the soldiers of US Army go back to their country, they brought along the Swiss Army knife as a form of souvenir. Before we go any deeper into this, let's see the model we have here, which is the Spartan model, and it has all the function I need for my daily requirements. As we look closer, we can see the handle material is made of something called Silidor, which tends to get more scratches over time. Okay, let's look into the main blade here. It's a drop point blade made of X55 CRMO14 steel with an HRC of around 56. HRC 56 would not be considered very high, but it is still very durable and easy to sharpen. Let's look into the tools. We have a can opener here with a little flathead screw on the top. Obviously, it is going to be used to open some cans. Here we have a larger flathead screw and a bottle opener. There's also a wire stripper down here, which you can use to remove the plastic wrappings of a wire. Obviously, it is called a wire stripper. And over here we have a smaller secondary blade, which can be used to do some precision working, like cutting the papers or sharpening a pencil. On this side, just like I demonstrated earlier, there is a wine opener. You can use it to open the cork of a wine bottle. Obviously, it is going to be something very essential during some hikings or campings. You know, last time I went to camping, I brought like tons of cans, but I have no openers. Literally, I was starving. You might want to know, are there any collecting values for a Swiss Army knife? I would say most of them do not have any collective value, but some of them do. If they are going to possess some form of collective value, they either are, limited edition or early models. For instance, this one is a 2018 limited color, but 2018 their color was very similar to their red, so there's no any collective value in this one. And you might want to know, are there any connection between Swiss Army knife or a fighting knife? But I can tell you that they don't have any connection. Swiss Army knife is designed to be a tool. The handles are too slippery, and there's no locking mechanism. You can hurt yourself unintentionally. While a fighting knife has a grip texture handle and a locking mechanism, you cannot fold it. It is locked in place. In our first test, we will be making something you might learn before in the Boy Scout. It is something called a feather stick. A feather stick is something you use to set up a fire. You're going to have something for the tinder to burn. In fact, it is a kind of tinder. No, not that kind of tinder, like literal tinder. And to make a feather stick, the knife has to be sharp, otherwise it will be very hard to cut into the wood. But in this case, we will be using a bamboo stick, which is a chopstick. This will be easier to make comparing to your normal stick found in the forest. And let's begin. And here we have a feather stick, which kind of looks like a Christmas tree, isn't it? And for the second test, we're going to do a batoning. And before that, we're going to need to strengthen up the table because the table might break. And also, you're going to wear safety equipment. Look at my eyes and my gloves. Put on my gloves and let's begin. To do a batoning, we're going to make a larger piece of wood smaller so we can put it into our pile of wood to start a fire. And by doing that, we're going to place the blade onto the wood and to knock on it. If you don't have a hammer, you can strike it with a rock or a larger piece of wood. In 3, 2, 1. And we can even make it smaller by doing a second run. We have made this big chunk of wood into something smaller. And we can put it together like this. And with the ferro stick we made earlier, boom, a campfire. And what about the third test? We're going to disassemble this and put it back together to test its multifunctionality. As you can see, Swiss Army knife has a smaller flathead screw. In some cases, it can be used to open a Phillips head like this. And let's begin. You might be wondering if you want to get a Swiss Army knife, which model should you get? Well, to be honest, there's so many on the market to choose from. And I would say there isn't a best Swiss Army knife in the market. There's only the one that suits your need the most. And we have the cover here. Let's remove the fan. And there's some smaller screws inside the lamp, which is very hard to get out. Yeah, and now we have it disassembled. And now we're going to put it all back together. And sometimes you may be wondering, if there's so many functions in a Swiss Army knife, why couldn't it replace a proper set of tools? Well, the answer is simple. Usually the tools would have like more strength because they're made in one piece. But Swiss Army knife, it's something that was combined, something made of several pieces of metal, so the strength would not be as strong as a regular tool. And we're going to see what we have done today. We have disassembly and put back a mosquito lamp. And we have also do the batoning and a feather stick here. All with this Swiss Army knife. You see the multifunctionality, the strength, and the precision. If there are any other equipments you want to see us doing an unboxing or review, please comment down below. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye!